Today I'm going to show you how to change the alternator in the Subaru Legacy. The first thing you want to do is disconnect the battery. Just disconnect the negative battery cable. Set it aside. Remove the belt cover. There's 3 10mm bolts. Now loosen this bolt with a 12mm. Remove the cover. Now to remove the alternator belt, you want to loosen this 12mm bolt, and then you want to turn this 12mm bolt counterclockwise. The belt out of the way. Now lift the cover of the battery cable to the alternator. And 10mm nut. Now remove the 2 bolts to the alternator. Now on this bolt behind it, it's going to be a washer nut. Just make sure it doesn't fall down. So you want to hold it while you take off the bolt. It's a type of nut that locks in place on either side if you're trying to loosen or tighten. Now lift the alternator so you can get better access to the connector in the back. Press the tap in and disconnect it. And set the cable out of the way. Now lift the alternator and remove it off the vehicle. If it doesn't lift up, just pry it out a little bit. Now before you reinstall the alternator, make sure the pulley is the same size and same amount of grooves. And with the battery cable connect to the alternator and the connector are in the same position as the original one. Install the alternator in the vehicle. Then pay attention to the adjuster. You want it facing the same way here. And then the knot in the back, make sure you do it by hand at first. Just hold it till you tie it down. Now install the belt. Make sure it sits on all the grooves. And tie it down. Now when you tie down this bolt, don't over tighten it. Leave enough space so you can install the cover. About that thickness. It's gonna go between the two washers. It's a smaller and a bigger washer. Just install it in there. And then lay it over. Then tie the bolts down. Then install the other cover. Tie it down, starting over here first. Do not over tighten them. Now plug in the alternator connector. And install the battery cable to the alternator. Now when you tie down this nut, do not over tighten. You don't want to break the connector. Also hold the cable while you tighten it down. And then install the cover. Then reinstall the battery negative cable. Now make sure the belt is on its grooves. Then crank the vehicle. If the engine starts, let it run for a few seconds and shut it right off. Check the belt, restart the vehicle. Recheck the belt if everything is okay. Check the alternator voltage. If that's okay, that's how you change the alternator.